Hey, how's it going? Today I want to talk about why DIY. A little while ago, I did a video on the difference between do-it-yourself, DIY, and what was it? It was do-it-yourself and how-to, that's it. The difference between DIY and how-to. What? It was a hot take video, but it just kind of explored the differences between a how-to channel versus a DIY channel. So then why do we DIY? All right? Now, I made some assertions in that video saying it's not efficient and so on and so forth, do it yourself. And a lot of you gave some really good comments, some really good input. And so today I want to explore why we do it ourselves, even if sometimes what we do is garbage. So with that, why DIY? The first reason, and this is actually one that one of my commenters pointed out, is that sometimes it's less hassle than hiring an expert. Because you got to find the expert, and hopefully they are an actual expert. They know what they're doing. You got to figure out a time that they can come visit and do whatever you need to have done. And you know what? You got to be there when they're there. There's a lot of hassle involved. Our next reason is opportunity cost. Now, let me explain what I mean by this. Right now, I am making a dolly and it's going to cost me maybe 20 bucks to make. Now, would I prefer a professional high-end dolly? Sure, and for $800, it's mine. Well, now, if I look at the difference between $20 and $800 and the basic use I want in a dolly versus the extraordinary, amazing, incredible use I get out of the professional dolly, I'm not going to use all those amazing attributes and so forth in a professional dolly. I just want something that goes back and forth. That's it. And you know what? A $20 solution goes back and forth. I don't need to spend the rest of the $780 on that. I can spend the rest of the $780 on much more valuable things for me, things I actually need. Therefore, the opportunity cost of doing it myself is much, much lower. Another reason we DIY is for control, especially if we want to customize something. I'll give you an example. Not too long ago, a couple years ago, I redid my kitchen. Now, yes, I had all the cabinets. I had all the cabinets custom made, but I installed it myself. And I had to make a lot of changes. I had to make a lot of tweaks. I had to really take my time and figure out exactly how to solve certain problems. Now, if I had hired an expert, yeah, sure, technically, in theory, they'd know how to do all that without so much effort, but I don't know that they would have taken the time to do it. I don't know that they would have cared as much. Well, hell, we both know they would not have cared as much. They'd probably just throw it all together in a weekend. And so when I did it myself, I had much more control over the quality and all the resources that I put into it. Still, another reason that DIY can be a really good option for many of us is we can essentially exchange time for money. Here's the idea. If you have more money than time, then yeah, hire somebody to do it. You don't have the time and you have plenty of money, so fine. Hire an expert. On the other hand, if you have more time than money, and yes, at this point in my life, I have more time than money, then you know what? That is an exchange of resource. Money is not the only resource that we have to account for. We need to account for time as well. My next argument for DIY is going to get a little academic. I apologize, but bear with me. There's something called self-determination theory. The idea that if we have control over our autonomy and our competence and our relatedness, then we will thrive, we will be happy, we will self-actualize. All right, to cite, what's his name? Maslow. Okay, so when we do it ourselves, we have autonomy. It's us doing it. We are in control. We make the decisions. We decide how and where and in what way to allocate our resources. That's autonomy. Competence, when it comes to DIY, is we get to do what we're good at, or we get to develop new skills, and we get to really kind of explore our craft and express ourselves in our work. That's competence. And then relatedness. You know what? There's other people who love rattling around garages, working on cars, doing woodwork, and so forth. And so, especially in this brave new world of online connectivity, we get to build relationships with others and enjoy our hobbies together. I feel this in our comments section where I see people, oh, this is what I did, and oh, I think you should have done this instead, or that was really cool, or have you considered this? We get to build relationships through our DIY projects. Now, I mentioned that through self-determination theory, we get to explore and express ourselves through our craft, through competence. Well, DIY projects allow us to develop skills that we really want to develop. You know, listen, I'm a business professor, okay? So I know that going to school and classes and learning new skills and all that nonsense in an academic environment, it has its place. But when it comes to stuff like this, a lot of it is just do it. You don't wait until you have the skills to start the project. The project will give you the skills. And so DIY projects are a fantastic way to grow intellectually, to grow in our skills and our competence, and basically be more awesome. Finally, DIY projects are a fantastic way to just decompress, to relieve stress, relax, just kind of get all zen and meditative in the moment. I mean, it's fantastic for that. There's a saying that if you work with your mind, you relax with your hands. And that's really what DIY delivers to us, a vehicle by which we can relax. So those are the reasons I think DIY is pretty awesome. But this is what I came up with. What am I missing? Tell me why you think DIY is right for you and perhaps right for others. Let's explore this idea. All right. So anyway, there's my rant for the day. Actually, it's probably my third rant of the day, but you don't have to deal with the others. All right. We'll see you later. Have a good one.